the Rama Setu with his Setu Samudram Corporation has also produced these documents. I have filed them in the court. The same structure is there. It's a ridge, then sand, then coral rocks, and then there is sand on top. Now, what is the significance of the coral rocks being there? This is a report which has been was hidden from the public eye by the government, was prepared by Dr. Badri Narayanan, who was the director of the Geological Survey of India. He had gone with his team into water and had investigated the Rama Setu, and he found it was a bridge. On it was sand, then there were rocks, then there were... Now, I have given a map in my book of this from the Setu Samudram Corporation project, which describes the various layers that constitute the Rama Setu. So, this Rama Setu, being it is, Dr. Badri Narayan said that coral rocks will never grow on loose sand base. They have to have a solid ground on which they will grow, and therefore coral rocks are after all living beings which have been merged into a rock form, and you will find them only in the coastal part. You will never find them in mid-sea, and that too on top of our loose sand or clay base. And therefore it is quite clear, Dr. Badri Narayan concluded, that these rocks were brought there and put there. And therefore it is clear that his having said this, the government of India should have investigated. How was it brought there? When was it brought there? And who put it there? The Englishman calls it Adam's Bridge, as if Adams built it. No, Adams never built it. Even the mythology of the Islamic people is that Adam was kicked out from the heaven, he came to India and he walked across to Sri Lanka. So if he walked across, there must have been a bridge already to walk across on. Therefore it cannot be Adam's Bridge. This Englishman's deliberate habit of renaming everything in his own way to deprive the Hindu of his legacy, named it Adam's Bridge. But now, thanks to this controversy, slowly Adam's Bridge name has been forgotten. So this, that this is man-made has been established by the Geological Survey of India's report, which I have filed in the Supreme Court. And as so far they have not been able to rebut it. Of course, the government has still not got a chance to reply to all my arguments. The order we got was ex parte in a sense, and I'll come to that in a minute. But I want to say that, that there is a structure, and the structure is a massive structure, 2 kilometers wide, 48 kilometers long. It's an engineering marvel. Its structure, the way it looks, is exactly as described in the Ramayana of Valmiki. Valmiki says that there are 3 Shivalingas. And you can see 3 Shivalingas even today if you go by boat along the Rama Setu, or if you walk across. In fact, if there is no place where the water goes above your chest. In fact, the maximum it comes to is your hip. So next time you go to Rameshwaram, take a boat and go to Dhanushkodi, and then walk across on Rama Setu to the extent you can. So therefore, it exists on that. There is absolutely no doubt. And the question is, what is then the problem? The problem is that the Rama Setu and the Rameshwaram island together, they span the whole ocean from Indian coast to the Sri Lankan coast. And consequently, no ship can go unless they get a passageway through this. And so that is point number 1. Point number 2 is that north of the Rama Setu, the water is called Park Strait. South of the Rama Setu, the water is called Gulf of Mannar. And the two waters together are known by the common name of Setu Samudram. Now Setu Samudram, the ocean floor is shallow. And in other words, if a ship comes, it will hit the bottom, and therefore you have to follow a canal in the ocean bed. It's not like the Suez Canal where you cut through land. It's not like Panama Canal where you cut through land. It is cutting the ocean, digging or dredging through in the ocean bed a furrow, so deep enough so that ships can come. And they have decided to dig a 12-meter furrow in the ocean bed so that ships can go. So therefore, the Setu Samudram project involves two things. One, digging a furrow in the ocean bed, and two, to take it beyond this span of the Rameshwaram Island and Rama Setu. From 1860, this investigation was going on. Committees after committees were set up. A total of 15 committees were set up, and each of them gave a recommendation. After independence, 6 committees were set up. The first committee was set up in 1955, headed by Dr. Rama SWamy, and then the last committee was set up in 1998 under the special group of Dr. Gopalan. So between this period 56 and 98, there were 6 committees, and all 6 committees and the previous 9 committees, they recommended various routes, and all of them till this last one, which is not a committee recommendation but a government recommendation, the last one, the first 5 were all through Rameshwaram Island, or the case of Dr. Rama SWamy through Mandapam, that is that portion which juts out from the Indian coastline, to cut through that and take it that way. So Dr. Rama SWamy's committee actually very specifically said under no circumstances Rama Setu should be touched, and he gave several reasons which I'll go to if any of you are interested later on. But at the moment, the problem has arisen not in terms of furrowing. And why is it necessary to furrow? Because if you want a ship to go from Tuticorin to Chennai, you cannot go directly today, so you have to go around Sri Lanka and then end up in Chennai. And that means 30 hours extra. To cut down this cost and have ships to be able to go quickly, this project was always thought of being done. So this is the whole idea behind the Setu Samudram project. But my objection began with saying, why did you select this route? This route was selected ever since the DMK joined the central government. And they began insisting, no, it should go by this route. All the other previous 5 routes we reject. We want this route. No committee recommendation, no commission recommendation, no expert body recommendation. It was a decision of the DMK and the government of which they were a member. And so they insisted that this route should be through by breaking the Rama Setu. And that's where the problem arose, because actually the credit belongs to the Vishnu Parishad and the RSS. They were the first ones. Rama Gopalan, Hindu Munani, in fact, collected 35 lakh signatures, all verifiable signatures, name, address, telephone number and signature, and gave it to the president saying, no, this cannot be done. And the Vishnu Parishad held rallies around the country and so on. But they were not caring. And in the court, many religious leaders and many others went and filed cases, and the court dismissed all of them, saying, nah, we won't look at it. So at one stage, the RSS chief, Mr. Sudarshan, called me up, and he said, and Swami Dayananda Saraswati, and said, now it looks like RamaSetu is going to be broken. They have decided to do it on such and such day. So I checked up, and my people in government told me so. So I went to court and asked for a stay, and I got a stay. So people ask me, how did you do it when others couldn't do it? Because my argument was not based on religion. I based my argument on 3 specific rational or secular arguments. Number 1, I said the choice of route number 6 is arbitrary. It has no scientific basis. Why did they select route number 6 when the same